If you think about it, your phone is an extension of your brain filled with all your search history, text messages, and any communication with other people. Regardless of whether you're concerned about corporations collecting your data to somehow monetize from your habits, or a snooping coworker, or simply because you just don't want some random stranger to gain access to everything in your phone, your smartphone's security is incredibly important. Which is why in this video I'm going to tell you what and how to enable the top 10 settings to change on your iPhone for increased privacy. Using a smartphone is always a risk when it comes to privacy. Your network providers track your location all the time, and it is nearly impossible to identify exactly what data each app collects and sells. But everyone can take a few steps to improve their privacy settings. Setting number 1 is going to be two-factor authentication. Two-factor authentication adds a second layer of security to your Apple account, in this case requiring a one-time use code alongside your password for you to log in from an unfamiliar device. After you set it up, even if someone has your password, they shouldn't be able to access your account without also having your phone or computer. For example, if you have an iPhone and you sign into a new Mac for the first time, it will have you enter a verification code that pops up on your phone. If you buy a new iPhone and don't have another Apple device, you'll receive a text message with the code. To do this, head to Settings, tap on your name, and go to Password and Security. From there, turn on two-factor authentication. And also a bonus tip, try enabling this feature on any online accounts that you may have. Setting number 2. Set a strong password, which seems obvious, and this may sound a little bit weird, but consider disabling Touch ID or Face ID. I think it goes without saying that everyone should have some sort of lock on their phone to prevent strangers from accessing it. And I cannot even begin to tell you how many people have very simple passwords that are not really hard to crack. A strong password prevents someone from accessing work, personal, or financial information on your phone, and also makes it much harder for a thief to wipe and reuse or resell the phone. Most people can use a biometric lock like Touch ID or Face ID. However, if you are in a circumstance where someone may try to unlock your phone with your fingerprint, or if you have sensitive data on your phone, you should consider skipping the biometrics and use only a passcode. In certain states, a judge can rule a law for you to unlock your phone with your face or fingerprint, and in certain other states, it can be the exact opposite of that. A simple solution to not get into this situation is to stick with a password if you have concerns about someone unlocking your phone against your will. To set a passcode, go to Settings, go to Touch ID or Face ID and Passcode. If you have a phone that supports Face ID, make sure the Require Attention to Face ID option is enabled so that your phone can't be unlocked when your eyes are closed, and especially for those that have crazy girlfriends. If you choose a PIN, make the PIN a more complex alphanumeric code so that it is harder to guess. To do so, tap Change Passcode, enter your new passcode, and then tap Passcode Options. Setting number 3 is Audit App Permissions. You ever wonder how you start getting ads for a specific thing even though you didn't search for it? For example, you travel to New York and all of a sudden you start seeing ads and notifications for popular destinations, restaurants, or anything that is specific to the location that you're at. And then you wonder if people are spying on you, or perhaps your car is possessed. So every time you install an app, it will ask for permission to access hardware and system services such as the microphone, your location, the camera, and more. But unfortunately, we may be too naive to notice that the app may or may not need certain permissions. For example, some apps that don't need location data to function still record that information so that they can sell it to marketing companies alongside other information they collect about you. And a bonus tip here, turn off your Bluetooth when you don't need it. For years, retail stores have quietly used Bluetooth to track your location when you're shopping. To change this, open Settings, go to Privacy, and scroll through each of the various privacy controls. You may notice that location services rank amongst the most overreaching requests that apps make. For any app that doesn't require your exact location but can function with an approximate location, such as a weather app, disable precise location. Setting number 4. Try to sign in with Apple whenever possible. When you create an account online, it is easy for a company to link your data with an email address, but when you use Sign with Apple, you can hide your account away behind a fake randomly generated email that forwards to your real email address. Doing so offers the added benefit of making email addresses leaked and data breaches difficult to link with your other accounts. When you get the option to sign in with Apple ID, do it. It is also easier to audit where you have accounts by heading to the Settings, tap on your name, go to Password and Security, and check it under Apps using Apple ID. Setting number 5. Keep your phone and apps up to date by turning on automatic updates. I cannot begin to tell you the amount of people that I've come across that do not update their phones and their apps. Like, I can't even. 99% of updates on operating systems or apps you download come with updates containing security and privacy fixes. Enabling automatic updates ensure that those fixes happen in the background. To enable this, open your settings, go to App Store and enable app updates. Simple as that. Setting number 6. Disable ad tracking. Ad tracking is a way that companies use to provide you with personalized ads, which honestly can be creepy sometimes and makes it look like your walls have ears. Both Apple and individual apps gather a ton of data about you. Some apps might turn around and sell the information they gather, often without you realizing it, but you can put a stop to some of this data sharing. To disable this, scroll to the bottom of the page at Settings. In the Settings, go to Privacy, tap on Apple Advertising and toggle personalized ads off. An additional tip, also head to Settings, go to Privacy, tap on Analytics and Improvement and disable Share iPhone Analytics if you want to prevent Apple from reviewing crash reports. Analytics data covers a lot of information that you may not want to share. Setting number 7. Configure Siri settings. Now this one is a bit unusual and it's mostly for the Siri users or for those that hugely depend on voice command for their daily tasks. Most people think of Siri as just a voice assistant, but it also tracks how you use your phone and makes suggestions based on what it knows about you. From a privacy point of view, Siri might be more complicated than you think. If you go to Siri settings, you can find some basic usability settings alongside a list of every app you have installed. You may also want to disable Learn from this app if you don't want the app popping up in other places. You can also delete your Siri history by tapping Siri and dictation history and then delete Siri and dictation history. Setting number 8. Turn off iCloud backup for apps that don't need it. When it comes to data security, iPhones in generally do a great job. Messages are encrypted end-to-end and backups are encrypted on the server. However, Apple still holds the key to unlock anything stored on iCloud, including backups, and that means law enforcement can compel the company to unlock those backups. You can disable iCloud backup completely, but there's a disadvantage to that. Disabling the iCloud backup means that whenever you restore a phone or get a new one, you'll have to set it up as a new phone every time unless you back up your phone to your computer. However, Apple gives you the option to decide what's stored in iCloud. Go to Settings and under your name, go to iCloud. Go ahead and uncheck anything you don't want stored online. Some of these options here are end-to-end encrypted, which means Apple doesn't have a key and wouldn't be able to provide the information even if law enforcement's request to unlock them. Setting number 9. Change your Shared with Me permissions. In iOS 15, Apple introduced the Share with Me feature, which automatically shows links sent to you in text messages in the corresponding Apple apps such as Music, Photos, etc. It seems innocent enough, but it also means that anytime you open those apps, you or anyone else using your device will see the links shared with you, which could lead to all sorts of embarrassing situations, if you know what I mean. To change this, open Settings, go to Messages, then go to Shared with You and disable sharing in any apps you don't want these links to show up. You can still share links manually if you really want to though. And finally, setting number 10. Consider getting a paid iCloud Plus features. Now this one isn't exactly free to do, but it is worth mentioning. In iOS 15, Apple introduced a couple of pay for privacy features that are included with iPad Cloud Plus subscriptions. One of them is Hide My Email. This feature works identical to the Hide My Email feature included with sites that support sign-in with Apple, but it doesn't require sign-in with Apple. When you create a new account on any site from your iOS device, you get an option to create a randomized email address just for that site that forwards to your primary email address. If the randomizer address starts receiving spam, you can easily cut off access. To check your list of email addresses, open Settings, tap on your name and go to iCloud and select Hide My Email. The second option is iCloud Private Relay. This tool hides your IP address, making it difficult for companies to build the types of profiles they usually use for advertising. It does so by bouncing your URL request from your computer to Apple and then to a third-party relay, which hides where it originated from. Some people actually confuse this technology with a VPN, but it doesn't work the same way. This is a new technology and it sounds good, but we'll have to wait to see if it really increases privacy. To enable it, open Settings, go to your name, tap on iCloud and select Private Relay. All of these settings are the settings that I also personally use on my iOS device. So these are the best settings that you can go ahead with, especially if you use an iPhone and if you want to increase your privacy. I highly recommend these settings for anyone that is really concerned about their privacy and about your data and other companies using them. So anyways guys, that was your top 10 settings you can change on your iOS device. No doubt privacy is an ever-changing concern, and no one thing you apply is really completely bulletproof. Just make sure to check in on these various settings after iOS updates. I hope this video is helpful and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Drop a like if you did and consider subscribing if you haven't already. Thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.